right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Connection and Meaningful Contribution series. This is our small business edition, which we are continuing throughout the week this week. And it's been really awesome so far. I've gotten to talk with some amazing folks, and they have been so open in being willing to share a bit about themselves, because I truly believe that what we need more of in this world to help us heal and move forward across the board is more meaningful connection, is more meaningful contribution. And in order to do that, we have to be able to be authentic. We have to be able to connect with people as people, right? Like humans to humans. And that's in the business world too. So in the small business edition, I'm asking these small business owners, these entrepreneurs, these folks that are working in or with small businesses to pull back the curtain a little bit and to share about the human behind the business so we can connect with them meaningfully. And Jay Thackeray has so graciously chosen to share his time with us this morning. We're going to be together for about a half hour this morning. And he has courageously stepped into this conversation where he's taken on the challenge. I said, I'm going to ask you all to share a bit about yourselves as the person, of course, and share about your business as well. But share who you are, and then also share a challenge that I can help you with. And Jay said yes. So I'm so glad that you decided to say yes and to be here with us. Jay, thank you for
being here. Thank you. So I lost my screen. I can't see you any longer. I'm not sure what happened. So I'll have to do the interview blind, I guess.
Well, good thing is that we can still see you.
Okay.
And we can still hear you.
Perfect.
So maybe it'll pop back on at some point if it was a glitch.
Oh, sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Well, can you start out telling us just a little bit about, like, first who you are and what you do, so we can get things kickstarted so people have an idea about that?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am Jay Thackeray, loan officer with Tri-State Lending. Dr. Toni, thank you so much for having me here. Excited to be here. Definitely out of my comfort zone, and that's kind of why I'm here. I am very willing in life to try new things, whether it's adventures or food. But when it comes to business, I'm sometimes I get stuck in my old ways and want to do things a certain way. So I'm trying new things, and I thought this would be a great start with you, where you can help guide me and get me on the right path.
I love that. I love that you saw it as a challenge and you chose to take on the challenge and use it as a growth opportunity. I'm all about that. So I am so glad that I get to be a part of that with you. That's super.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yes. So let's start out. What I really want us to focus on, Jay, is for people to get to know you. And I know, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about what you do as a mortgage loan officer, so that if anybody has that need, or it would, that would be a beneficial connection for them, they know how to go about doing that and what that is. But let's start with what brought you to this profession in the first place, because I'm going to venture to say that most people don't grow up thinking, I would like to be a mortgage loan officer.
No, I always liked money when I was little, but I'm your typical, I guess, boy growing up. I want to be a football player. That's, I feel like, every little boy's dream. But no, I've been in banking, for 10 years, and I started off as a banker 10 years ago, and before that, my friends and family kind of joked that I was always switching careers or jobs every 3 years. It was like, when 3 years came up, what's Jay gonna, do next? When I was younger, I always was trying to chase money. I always thought that was most important, and get a different job to make more money. And as I got older, I realized that money isn't everything, and happiness is more important. So I wasn't happy what I was doing, and it was actually the day I bought my house. I was in the moving truck with my best friend, and I just asked, "Hey, are there any positions at the bank that you might be a good fit for me?" And here I am. I started as a banker and was a branch manager, and I left there about 6 years ago, and started down the path of lending. I just liked that aspect. I had done it before when I was in my mid-20s. I did lending for a little bit, and I just wanted to get back to that. And with the loan officer, I like the aspect of pretty much my own boss. So I can make my own schedule and meet my clients around my time, whether that's in my office or, out at a coffee shop, so I'm very mobile and can go around seeing people. And it's not, I don't have to show up into, your typical, let's call it a 9 to 5, I'm a lot of nights, a lot of weekends, things like that, which I really like.
So there's a flexibility there. You said something that it may have seemed small for some folks listening in, and maybe even for you, Jay, but I think it was actually really powerful because it's relatable for so many, and perhaps for so many young men, especially. You said, when I was younger, I was chasing money because I thought that's really what mattered, right? Like it sounds like a part of you that felt like that's what would bring you purpose or happiness or joy. And you realized that wasn't the case. And I'm curious if you could speak to folks that are tuning in, what helped you to shift from that? Because there are a lot of people that are in that boat, that feel like money is the answer to their problems, or money is going to be the thing that changes or fixes everything. And some people do get that money and they still don't feel fulfilled, so they chase more of it. Some people never feel like they get that money, and so they're constantly chasing it. And other people have experience similar to you, where it's like, okay, maybe I've got that money, maybe I haven't, but there's something that's happening that's making me shift, like question, is that really the answer? So how would you describe your experience of that journey and that shift of like, maybe money isn't the answer here?
Sure. Yeah. And, look, I want to make money. Don't get me wrong. We got to survive and live and pay our bills. But I probably realized it when I was in banking. Honestly, I was promoted to branch manager. I was very stressed out. It's a stressful position. I'm new. My personality is I always want to be the best. I want to be, the top of the leaderboard. And I had a panic attack at the bank. I thought I was having a heart attack, and I never experienced that feeling. And when I saw the doctors, they said it's stress related and this, and it made me just kind of realize, yes, I'm very excited. I got this promotion, but I'm also feeling very stressed and was feeling anxious in the position. And I think that's when made me realize, maybe this isn't for me, and maybe I should try to find something that I like and enjoy. Not that I didn't like being a branch manager, it was just, I don't know if the stress got to me or what. And then I think just seeing friends and family in stressful jobs, it's their whole life revolves around working, and it, had some other people with challenges, and it's hard to, I don't know what I want to go kind of say. It's hard to kind of put in words what changed, but I guess it was just, I kind of contributed to that panic attack I had.
And I appreciate you sharing that, because I know that can be a really vulnerable and therefore a very courageous thing to share. It's also unfortunately common, right?
Mhm.
And so folks that are listening in, for you to hear, someone that is feeling like they are, making success, feeling successful in their career, someone that is feeling like they are challenging themselves in healthy ways to continuously grow, is here sharing that I've had my own experiences with whether it is mental health in the form of a panic attack, in the form of a depressive episode, in the form of burnout, whatever the case may be. That is a common experience, unfortunately, for so many, that, as Jay described, they want to do well. Right. I want to do well. I want to try to be the best me that I can be, or I just want to try to be the best. Right. But I'm pushing myself and pushing myself. And at some point we get to this place in our lives where hopefully we question that. Right. And what makes us question that is different. And for Jay, that was a panic attack. I also had, experiences in one of my bouts of burnout. When I was experiencing panic attacks, I was losing hair, right? And I was in denial. I'm like, this can't be stress. Like, I'm a therapist. This can't be stress related, right? Like, I know how to deal, right? And I was in total denial. So I think hearing these stories from folks like you and I, Jay, like, that shows our humanness, like that, being willing to share that here for who, like any stranger that's listening in, for them to be able to say, okay, yeah, he's a mortgage loan officer, like he doesn't care about me. Hearing his story helps you to connect with him as a human, that he has a caring heart and he has had his own experiences, right? That he brings to the table as a human as you're interacting. And Jay, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I have seen from you, and also heard from others that have worked with you through our own circles, you know, that are connected, is that you have this generous heart, you have this caring nature. So yes, you're a mortgage loan officer, but there's perhaps a stereotype that can come with that. And if we get to know the human behind that title, we can learn that you do care. Like you're bringing that caring self to the work that you do. Would you agree with that, or disagree, or add on to that?
No, I 100% agree. And I think it goes back to one of my first sales job. My friend Bob at the time kind of brought me up, so to speak, in the sales type role. And he always told me, you know, he read a book called Selling Clean. And what that means is doing what you'd want to do, that you sell that way that you'd want someone to sell to, say your mother or your sister or your brother, that they're going to do ethical and the correct thing, and not just worry about a commission. So I really do put my clients first. It's very important for me. Like, you know, first time home buyers, it's a very confusing process buying home. It can be very stressful. Things may not go right, may not go, you know, as well as you planned. So I get to help guide them and kind of hold their hand throughout the whole process. You know, I get a lot of phone calls of clients kind of freaking out what to do. And I just try to explain, you know, the process, and, you know, I'm there at settlement to answer all questions. And, you know, I really enjoy that, you know, the day at settlement, seeing the smiles on everyone's faces, you know, like that's the best day of the transaction. So I do my best to try to go to all settlements. I can't make them all, but that is just, it's such a cool feeling knowing like, hey, you know, I help someone buy a home. You know, that's like one of the biggest dreams a lot of people have, is is home ownership. And I get to, you know, help them with that. And that's really cool.
That is neat. And so for someone that maybe is in the market for buying a new home, how would you describe to them where you fit in that process? So where does the mortgage loan officer fit in that process? At what point in the process would they reach out to you?
I think as soon as they think about it. A lot of times clients they're hesitant to reach out. You know, they're like, hey, we're not gonna looking to buy for a year from now, or 6 months from now, or maybe it's 2 years from now. But I think it's best to get a plan in place and work the plan. You know, maybe you're 2 years away, but maybe you have credit challenges that we need to fix now. Well, if you're 2 years out, we have 2 years to work on it, get your credit, you know, up there, because that's going to help get you better interest rates, and different programs are going to open up more doors for you. So those kinds of things, educating them along the process, is what I recommend, sooner than later, to talk to a mortgage officer and get a couple opinions if you want. You know, that's the consumer has a right to shop around, and I'm not afraid when my consumers shop around, because I think they find, you know, I'm always available when my clients need me. I work nights and weekends, and I think people genuinely can hear just from our conversations that I do care, and I'm not just trying to get their business, that I want what's best, you know, for my clients.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So being able to connect with you, to reach you, to ask questions of you, and then also to know that you're not just kind of trying to pull them in. You're just going to be honest with them about, you know, these are the options, these are the things that we can do, these are the things that we can't do. I would love to support you, and also, you know, there are other options out there, so you can pursue whichever one fits best for you.
Absolutely. We have very competitive programs and rates. I mean, some of the best out there. But if someone came to me and they're getting a much better deal somewhere else, I'm not going to sit and pretend and lie to them that, oh yeah, we can do that, and then not deliver on that. Like, I need to be able to, I say it a lot to clients, I need to be able to sleep at night and put my head on my pillow without a guilty conscience, and go to bed. That's kind of what that selling clean mentality is just doing right by the client. And if you do that, even if maybe I don't get their business, they're still going to remember that I'm doing right by people, and maybe they refer me to somebody else down the road, so that kind of thing is kind of how I like to do business with clients, is more natural, kind of more organically.
Yeah. Yeah. And so if you're looking for someone that's just going to be upfront and honest with you, they're not going to try to pigeonhole you or hook you into one way or another. Jay Thackeray is a great connection. Jay, where do you service? Like what areas? Because this video can be seen internationally, right? So where do you service for folks that might want to connect with you specifically?
Sure. So me personally, I'm licensed in PA and New Jersey. My partner, my team, there's a team of 10 loan officers total that are, some in Pennsylvania, some in Jersey, up in Massachusetts, down in Florida. But we're licensed in 22 states. So I like to say we're like on the coast. So East Coast, pretty much everything up and down the coast, West Coast, pretty much up and down some of the bigger states in the middle of the country.
Okay. Okay. And what's the best way for folks to reach out to you if they want to connect?
My cell phone is usually the best. You can call me, text me, email. I'm always respond within 24 hours, usually 12 hours to an email. So either of those, drop me a line on Facebook if you find me there. Whatever works for you.
What's your best email address?
It's jthackray@tristatelending.com. And I have a new website coming out probably in maybe 2-3 weeks that make it a little bit easier. It'll be lenwithj.com.
Awesome. That's exciting. Getting a new website up and running.
Yes, I am very excited for that. It's being worked on right now just to help build my brand, and maybe throw this video up there on the site, to share with people, just because it's, great to chat with you, Dr. Toni.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So a couple more questions to get to know you a little bit better, and then we're going to dive into your challenge. Okay. If someone were to ask, all right, Jay, like, yes, you're a mortgage loan officer. Yes, you care about people, but like, what more is there to you? Like, how would you describe yourself in 4 or 5 words? What 4 or 5 words would you use to describe yourself to someone?
Well, only 4 or 5?
4 or 5 descriptive words, not like a sentence, just like specific, just words that are describing words.
I would say family oriented, motivated, honest,
Mm,
and easy to get along with.
mm. That important to you? Be easy to get along with?
I think so, just in life in general, like outside of business, like, I'm kind of the weird guy, I guess, that says hi to people in stores when I'm making my coffee and get looked at funny. Holding a door is such a big deal apparently these days, of the great thanks you get. So I just, life's too short to not say hi to people and meet new people and enjoy conversations.
It's funny, Jay, as I was writing the post to share about this, or just like a little bit before we went on live, I was writing the post to say like, oh, Jay's coming on, and this is what to expect kind of thing. And I was trying to figure out how to word that, Jay is the kind of person that when you walk in a room, you always see him smiling, right? Like I was trying, because I'm like that, right? I'm always smiling. And it's a rarity for me to find someone and to like, not that I'm like always seeking, but it's rarity for me to notice that like there's someone else there that's always smiling too. And whenever we walk in like the networking room or something like that together, when I see you, you just seem to always be smiling, like always wanting to bring some kind of like light and joy into the environment.
Laughter is the best medicine there is.
It really is. Laughter.
And I have, my laugh lines are very deep. So I do have the mileage to show. Yes, I do like to smile and laugh. It's just life's too short, experience, I'm sure we all have loss. And, as you're getting older, you just realize that family and doing what makes you happy is just, more important. Friends.
I can feel that from you. I mean, I think anyone tuning in that is even remotely paying attention to this conversation right now can feel that from you, that you're being present and you're being authentic and you care. And I truly, truly believe, I'm not just saying this, that that is what helps us heal as a nation, as a society, as a world. Like, we need more of that in and outside of business. Like, we just need more of that. And that's a huge part of what's at the root of me wanting to do this series. So I'm really glad that you said yes. And
Me too. This is awesome.
yes. Okay. All right. So before we wrap up, I asked you to bring a challenge, whatever that challenge may be, that I could support you with so that I can meaningfully connect and contribute to you in your life today. So what do you got for me?
So to get out of my comfort zone in business. So when I say that, like this is out of my comfort zone. I'll tell the audience I was a little nervous to do this. I thought about it. I'm like, I gotta do it. Like I've been saying I want to get out of my comfort zone. This is out of my comfort zone. I don't post a whole lot on Facebook, but so that's what I could use some support with is doing different things to help grow my business. That's out that I'm not used to doing. So one of those are this interview. I want to try to do maybe some podcast or stuff like that where I can kind of connect with people in this new age of technology.
Okay, so part of that is, so you want to get out of your comfort zone, and part of the reason you want to do that is because you want to help to kind of increase the visibility of your business. Is that right?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to be able to help more people.
And when you say help more people, is there anything specifically that you want to see yourself helping people with? Is it bringing them in to help them with their mortgages, or are there other connections as well professionally that you're wanting to grow with?
So yeah, I'm always looking to connect with new people, and anything I can do to help, even if it's not meeting someone for business for me, if I connect them with the people that I know, love, and trust and like to support, that's awesome too. I love supporting, local businesses in the area as much as I can, just because, I'm not a business owner, I'm kind of my own boss, my own little world, so to speak. And, anything I can do to help others, it just makes you feel good, helping people.
Yeah. All right. So Tom, let's talk about the discomfort. In order for us to shift it, we have to be aware of it. So tell me a bit about the discomfort. Are there specific ideas you have that you are withholding yourself from, like, following through with because of discomfort? Or is it, I don't know what it is, and that's part of the discomfort?
So I think discomfort. So, posting videos and adding more knowledge to my clients, on social media, using, Instagram or TikTok or Reels to add value, add content, where I'm not just, saying, hey, come do a mortgage with me, but, educating them of, especially like first time home buyers. So like, I'd love to be able to help support, come up with some kind of packet or pamphlet, small book type of the home buying process from my eyes, to be able to hand that to a potential client or give it out to people online to kind of educate them so they feel good about the home buying process whenever they're ready.
Okay. So part of what happens with anxiety, worry, fear is that when things are too generalized, it's like the way I describe it is like Cookie Monster. They're like more. It's like feeding the monster. So because right now you have a lot of general ideas, none of them are really specific. It's all very general. That actually can feed the anxiety because there's no clarity, right? It's like it can feel like there's so much. So, I could post here, I could post here, I could post this, I could post this, I should do this, I should do that, right? It's like, and that, even like if you're feeling the discomfort now, hearing me talk about it could even like amp up that anxiety. It's like, right? It's like, but I could do this and this and this, and then there's this option, I could do that, but they're doing that. Oh, that works for them. Maybe I should do that, right? Like, so anxiety feeds off of that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Right?
Okay.
You can kind of probably feel your heart racing a little
Yeah, I think
more, like,
I have to check my pulse.
Yes. So anxiety feeds off of that. It's like this big generalized umbrella, and there's a ton that's underneath of it, and it's hard to sort through it, and it creates more mental chaos because it's like there's so many different things. So one of the ways that we can help to calm the mind a little bit, reduce some of that mental clutter, and therefore bring down some of that anxiety is to get specific. Specific also means saying no to some other things. And that in and of itself for some folks can create a sense of discomfort, especially if, like you've shared, you want to be easy to get along with. You want to maybe please a lot of people or feel like you're doing as much as you possibly can. But the reality is that when we get really specific and really clear, we actually become more productive than if we have a ton of things that we're trying to do all at once.
Okay.
And the reason is a fairly simple reason. Brain science can tell us that that's just how the brain is able to function in the most optimal way. Right. So we're supporting or leveraging the use of our brain if we can get really specific and focus in on those areas and take those steps. And naturally, it's going to lead you as you move forward towards whatever the next steps are. Right. So some other things can come down the path and they'll come down with more clarity once we get clear here and start with these just a few specific steps here.
Okay.
Is that fair?
So maybe like saying something like, or committing more, like maybe I should just be focusing on the website developing and one other task.
Well, are you doing the website or someone else working on the website?
Somebody else.
Okay. So is there anything that you need to do with the website right now, or is that
Just
kind of
get some stuff together, some images and some content that we're going to put on the website. So I have a little bit of a to-do list for them, but nothing too crazy.
Does it feel manageable or does it feel overwhelming?
No, it's manageable.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to speak to a different part then.
Okay.
And you'll tell me after we speak to that, if it feels overwhelming or if it feels like it's stretching you just enough in addition to the website stuff. Okay. So you shared, you could post videos, you could add more knowledge in different ways. You could add to TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, right? So you said all these different things. So let's start first with from the options of video, whether it's recorded or live, like what we're doing now, or written word, which one feels like it is more aligned with you right now? Which one pulls you in more, video or written word online?
Probably written.
Okay. All right. So we've got written word or like posts. Okay. Post. Okay. And then when I share these different social media, because you've been talking about online, is that accurate? You want to do this online? That's what we're focusing on. So when I talk about online, tell me which one of these fits with you the most for right now. Which one of these like stands out the most to you right now? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube.
Facebook.
Okay. All right. And when you think of Facebook, do you think, oh, my personal page, like we're doing right now, we're going live on my personal page? Or do you feel more comfortable starting with your business page, if you have a business page?
Either one. I have a business page, but it's not, I need to put some attention to that.
Okay. So what I would recommend, and you get to say yay or nay because it's your choice, but I would recommend your personal page because that tends to get more foot traffic than business pages.
Okay.
And then you can just share whatever you put on your personal page. You could just share that to your business page.
Okay.
If you want.
That
Okay,
sounds good.
so personal. All right. So far we're clear that we're going to start with some kind of written word posts, and it's going to start with just your Facebook personal page.
Okay.
How does that feel so far?
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. And then when we move down the line a little bit, tell me which one feels like you're wanting to do this more. Is it creating original content or sharing some things that are already out there? Like maybe your business already has some things created and you want to share those resources. So is it creating new resources or sharing existing resources?
Probably sharing.
Okay. All right. Okay. So sharing existing, I'm just writing this down to make sure.
No problem. Yeah.
All right. So sharing existing resources. All right. And then once we have that ironed out, so you're going to go on your first personal Facebook page, you're going to type up some posts, you're going to share some existing resources. I want to check in with you and see how you feel about that.
Okay,
Does it feel manageable?
definitely.
Does it feel too easy?
No, because I haven't been doing it and I've been wanting to do it. I've been talking about this for a while, so I
So
wouldn't say it's easy because I haven't done it yet.
okay, so it is stretching you a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay, good. And then when I ask about frequency, where would you want to start? Daily for X amount of days? 3 times a week for X amount of weeks?
Maybe twice a week.
Okay. 2 times a week for how long? We want to be very specific for this getting started to reduce the anxiety, but be really clear about kind of what we're doing.
For 30 days, maybe.
All right. Okay. So when you think about this, in addition to your existing website to-dos, you're going to start posting on your personal page twice a week, written word posts that also allow you to reshare existing resources. And you're going to commit to that for 30 days.
Okay.
How does that feel?
It's a little stressful, but I can commit to that.
Okay. All right. Is it more or less stressful than where we began?
What do you mean?
With all these different options and all these different places and all these different things that you should do or could do on social media.
It feels less stressful, just focusing on the one kind of task of Facebook twice a week for 30 days.
Okay.
Instead of kind of like where I was a couple minutes ago, like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, So yeah, that's probably why I haven't done it, is I feel like I need to be trying maybe all these different outlets, and I haven't really honed in on one thing and worked on that.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. That's just how, right? If the brain is confused, how's it going to take an action step in a specified direction, right? So I'm going to send this to you. I'll email it to you so you have these steps. And then the last thing for you to do besides execute is to choose which 2 days you want to post on. So you might want to look at your calendar, reference your calendar to figure that out. You don't have to do that right here and now.
Okay.
But that will be something that you want to do, because you don't want to have a bunch of loose ends here. You want it to be very clear, crisp, and clean, so that you're not questioning, oh, well, I could post today, but like there's still 3 days left in the week. I could post tomorrow, right? No, we don't want any of that ambiguity. Be very clear. Okay, I committed Tuesday at, during this time frame is when I'm going to post. So boom, done, got it. Right. And so you have that all ironed out for you. You don't have to think about it. And it's
Okay.
not add to the anxieties and stressors when it's clear like that.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
Awesome. Any questions around any of this? Any other pieces?
No, I really like how you kind of broke it down there, and trying to have me focus on, one task, and see how I do with that. I'm guessing, I guess once I hit this goal, then we can, set some more goals, increase what I'm doing so I don't feel it's overwhelmed. So it's all good stuff. So it's good.
You got it. You got it. Absolutely. Awesome. So any last pieces before we log off of our live today that you would like to share about your business, or ways to reach out and connect with you for those that are listening in and would like to connect?
Yeah. Well, first off, Dr. Toni, thank you so much for inviting me and having me, and making this a lot less stressful than I thought it would be, getting me out of my comfort zone. So I'm excited for this challenge. I'll follow up with the 2 days. I'm thinking Tuesday and Friday, but I'll confirm with you. To get a hold of me, like I said, you could text me 215-260-7373, or just find me on Facebook. I go under Jay Thackeray.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for being with us today. I hope and I know that you found some kind of value in what was shared today. Jay, for being so incredibly vulnerable, just true to who you are and sharing that with the world. I believe we need more of that. And I appreciate that you were willing to kind of step outside your comfort zone, not just to benefit you, but to benefit everyone that's listening in. So thank you all so much. And I hope
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody.